What it do? Dream Team, it's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with Hayley, Alexis. Germany versus USA. Which country is more sensitive? I don't even gotta watch the video. I'm gonna go ahead and say USA. I'm gonna go ahead and raise my hand and say USA. I don't even know how the German people are and what their sensitivity is like, but I know in America, it's just we have so many issues with so many different things, so many controversial topics, so much of the cancel culture. Everybody's got to let their feelings be known. Everybody has to say something about something that doesn't even involve them. Uh, but that's my little mini rant. Throw that out. We came to see Hayley. Before we do, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon and drop it in the comment section. Where we go?
Hi everyone, what is up? My name is Hayley. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you did not know, now you do. Hey you guys, what's up? So in today's video, y'all, I'm going to be answering a question, talking about an interesting topic, and it is, who is more sensitive, Germans or Americans? I'm going to be talking about things that trigger each group of people. And yeah, with all that being said, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to leave a comment, you are more than welcome to. The floor is yours. And so what pushed me to make this video? It has been the string of comments I have received talking about my weight. It's something that is constantly and has been a constant tsunami of, I would say, hate comments that I get. You were thinner 7 years ago. Why are you so fat? Your cheeks are too big. Oh my gosh, you're huge. Anything pertaining to my body size, my body shape.
You see, for what? Why do haters exist like this? Why does her size matter? How does her size affect you? Why can you not keep that to yourself? Even if you feel that way, I don't know why you do. I don't know why you care in the first place. Because it does not affect you. Keep it going. Hey, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? They said Jesus was perfect and he had haters, so none of us are better than Jesus. Haters gonna come, Hayley.
7 years ago. Why are you so fat? Your cheeks are too big. Oh my gosh, you're huge. Anything pertaining to my body size, my body shape, my weight, anything like that, that's usually the first thing people attack. Now, usually when people leave these types of comments, I go to their profile to see a little bit of information about them, and I can see sometimes, generally speaking, where someone comes from. I would say 7 to 8 out of 10 of the comments that talk about my weight are from men, and they're from the United States, meaning that 70 to 80% of the fat shaming comments, I guess you could say, body shaming comments that I receive are from men in the United States. I was like, why is this such a common insult amongst American men against me when German men insult me? Because I do get a lot of insults from German people in general, not just men. They're usually attacking something a little bit more core to me, my character, my personality, my sense of humor, something like that. But usually, generally speaking, not really about my looks, my outer appearance. And so I think this is the perfect bridge and transition into the next part of the video, which is what is emphasized in each culture. And this is coming from an American standpoint, which some people in my comment section assume that I am from Germany, and they always tell me to go back to my country of Germany. And I'm like, I am from the US of A, born and raised, y'all. So if you're one of those people leaving one of those comments, I am an American. But as an American, I have noticed we have a label placed upon us from other cultures and societies saying that we are superficial and fake. As someone from the United States that knows many people from the United States, that has experienced my whole life in the United States, I can disagree with that statement because I know friends, family, acquaintances, and just people I've been around that do not fit this mold. But because
there's so many people out there that think all of us Americans are superficial, all of us Americans are fake, but there's also many people from different countries that actually love Americans. It's just America as a whole they have a problem with, but they understand that Americans, they're not all, you can't put them all in one group. But yeah, superficial and fake, guys, I guess none of the people I hang around are superficial or fake. And so, with that being my only experience, I guess then I would disagree with that comment. But the fact that we have that stigma in so many other countries, like there has to be a large group of Americans who are superficial and fake, I assume.
And just people I've been around that do not fit this mold. But because I have lived in Germany and experienced other cultures in the world, I can understand why this label exists and why it is semi-true to an extent. And it is because we place so much emphasis on superficial, like, means or pieces of ourselves and just like every aspect of our life. Are we rich? Are we poor? Are we skinny? Are we fat? Are we pretty? Are we ugly? These things are very superficial. And a lot of places in the world, it's not as magnified. These types of defining characteristics are wonderful, combination of words that I love to use on this channel, do not include the same superficial characteristics that are used in the United States. And so sometimes in the United States, if you are attacking someone's superficial characteristics, it would hurt them more than if you would attack their non-superficial characteristics. So if you were to go up to an American and you wanted to insult them, don't know what the reason is, you guys, and you said you are fat, you are ugly, you are poor, they would probably be more hurt than that than if you said you're as dumb as a bag of rocks. Now for me, none of those things would bother me if you said them to me, but that's to each his own. And so when we're looking at the German side of things, Germans, first and foremost, when you're comparing to Americans, are a lot more natural, in my opinion, when it comes to just looks and superficial things. They focus on characteristic. They focus on personality. They focus on being intelligent. Germans have a lot of hobbies. I like to point that out often because if you tell a German that they're bad at a hobby that they've invested a lot of time in, that will just knock down their self-esteem tremendously. Really? And so I think societal standards mixed in with a little or lot of pride has a humongous impact on this. I'm going to be talking about, or I'm going to be giving you an American example and a German example in the hopes that it can showcase this difference that I'm talking about a little bit better. And so,
I just want to say, when it comes to insults, I feel like they really only hurt you like if you already believe that stuff about yourself. You feel me? So like if somebody says you're fat but you don't see yourself as fat, like it's not gonna bother you. Like if somebody said, bro, you have the ugliest elbow on earth, like that's not gonna bother you. But if deep down, like if somebody called you fat and like you looked in the mirror and you already, your self-esteem, you already see yourself as big, you already see yourself as fat, like it hurts even more because it's like it's something that you already believe about yourself and they're just further insulting you on that. But when it comes to insults, like I feel like that's the only way that it could get to you. Like if somebody says something out of left field that you don't agree with about yourself, like who cares? At first off, who cares what anybody got to say about you? It shouldn't bother you, but I can understand that it does bother a lot of people. But anyway, keep it going. My bad.
Can showcase this difference that I'm talking about a little bit better. And so in the United States, something that we are known for is like getting our teeth done, whitening our teeth, straightening our teeth, braces, and just teeth work and tooth work in general. Sort of true, I can understand where it comes from, but also I know that it is maybe magnified a little bit. A lot of stereotypes are always magnified, which can be said about the German example, which is we know Germans to be very dry, sarcastic, direct, and punctual. A lot of these traits that I listed have nothing to do with superficial how you look. And so the societal standards have maybe influenced you as a person to do certain things or to act a certain way or to make certain decisions. And so you place a lot of pride in those decisions that you make for yourself that maybe turn into characteristics and traits. And so when someone insults those things, when someone is offensive towards those things, you take it very personal and it is a trigger to you. And so going into the next point, which is the funniest point in my opinion, I'm going to call it the hypocrisy of oversensitivity and offensiveness in the United States. This is something that I have been observing recently, and it's a lot of times when people bring up consequences, Germans more specifically talking about freedom of speech, and we talk about freedom of speech does not necessarily equate to freedom of no consequences. There will be Americans in the comment section.
That is a fact. I completely agree with that statement. Freedom of speech does not equate with freedom of no consequences. It's like, yeah, you're free to say whatever you want. But know what I'm saying? That does not mean that other people will not be offended and take action based off of what you say. So yeah, you're free to say it. Hey, but that don't mean it's you have a freedom of consequences after you say it. So hey, Germans, I definitely agree with that one. That's an absolute fact.
To freedom of no consequences, there will be Americans in the comment section all the time saying, Germans and Europeans are so sensitive. They're just words. But Americans are the first people to gasp and be hurt and feel triggered when someone calls them ugly, fat, or poor. And something that I briefly wanted to talk about was the difference between directness, because I do think it goes a little sort of hand in hand with this topic, and it is that in the United States, a lot of times directness is, related to freedom of speech. And like I said earlier, freedom of speech can sometimes be translated into freedom to be a total ass. And in German culture, what I've noticed, now don't get me wrong, some of y'all trying to cover up your assholeness as directness, we see you, and it's not working. So hello everyone from Editing Hayley. I thought there was another portion of this video, but I guess I deleted it. And what I wanted to say regarding directness is that in German society, a lot of times you will at a early young age be introduced to directness, so it's something that you become accustomed with, and also you will come into contact with directness around every corner. And so it's not something that is weird, different, or surprising or shocking for you. But for Americans, we are not really promoted or pushed to be as direct as Germans are. And so when we come into contact with a German person, a lot of times for us, we associate that with being negative, with being mean, with being an asshole. And for us, when we...
That's fact. I feel like Americans are just more beat around the bush, more indirect, 100%. Growing up, you may be coddled more. And so people try a lot, I feel like, not to hurt someone's feelings with being direct. They think that being direct is like rude, is mean, is insulting. And so it is, we do beat around the bush a lot rather than be direct. Where she says in Germany, Germans are learn directness from a very young age, and they're exposed to it from a young age. So it's not that they're being rude. It's like, know what I'm saying? They're just, that's how they are.
Being mean, with being an asshole. And for us, when we have to be direct, a lot of times in certain settings, it equates to being aggressive or being in the offensive mode. And in German, that's not the same. And that's what I wanted to point out. So back to the video. And so our society as a whole does not allow us or provide us with the tools to be direct, which then goes back into the point of a lot of times when Germans are direct towards Americans or towards people that are maybe in a similar society to America, it is seen as offensive, even though it's not. And also because a lot of the topics that maybe Germans are very direct about, the offensive topics that I talked about earlier, are not seen as offensive, and also being direct about things, especially that are very true, is not something that is seen as offensive. And so yeah, maybe that made sense, maybe not. I hope that it was an interesting video for you. If not, maybe the next upload will be good for you. Other than that, happy holidays. If you don't celebrate anything, happy non-holidays, happy day of the week, whichever day of the week this video goes up. Other than that, I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and bye.
Deuces. Shout out Hayley, Alexis. I always love her videos. I feel like her videos, you know what I'm saying, they make me think They just always get the wheels in my head turning, and I find myself constantly agreeing with her because I feel like most of the information she says is true. It's true. But that's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon. Drop it in the comment section. Also, drop who you think is more sensitive in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Ring notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? I already told you what to do. It's your boy D Neal. Out.